You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Fins fans, Go Time Dolphin fans, what's good in the hood? Another Miami Dolphins episode, Wednesday midweek. Obviously, we have the Panthers behind us. We have the Eagles coming up a bit earlier than normal. As I realized that I don't have my charger plugged in. Let me do that now. And while I'm plugging in my charger, if you are here in the comments, give us a hey, give us a what's up, a fins up. Welcome to everyone in the comments. Welcome to everyone listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever social media you use. And we are also on Patreon, patreon.com/Go Time. But Mr. Charlie Touche, how are you?
I'm right on time, Kadeem. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, even though you kind of left briefly. And then
I'm telling you, I'm right on time, bro. Like, so we had a little glitch right before the episode started, and you know, I've been having update issues. I actually updated the computer or my Mac, and it shut down on the last episode. So I'm like, all right, well, everything should be fine now. And then it shut down in the middle of the intro, and then I made it back in time. So I don't know what's up, man. So we should be good though, since we got the one glitch out the way early. Josh Allen, you feel me? So it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy Charlie Touche. Got my co-host Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, favorite podcast. You know what I'm saying? What week is this, Kadeem? Week 7?
Yeah, we are in week 7. Also, so a few of the comments, and one of the comments we'll clear up one of the comments. So chat, Lee Connolly says, evening all. IMAX says, let's go Time Dolphins. What's up, Kadeem, Charlie, and chat. James Drake, aka Drake, he says, evening everyone. JML says, greetings and salutations, fellas. Hey, IMAX. Silent Whiter said, looking forward to this. JML and IMAX having a conversation in the chat. Love to see that. Get involved. JML said it's getting crazy everywhere, brother. I think something's going on in the higher layer. I'm across the pond, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Hope everything is cool. Drakey says, look at my favorite people going live at a respectable UK time. And yes, for the next few weeks, we will be going live at a somewhat UK respectable time, depending on schedules and stuff like that. But we won't be going as late as we normally do. So I appreciate all the American listeners who might be finishing work or driving and having us on. We appreciate you even more. And if you're in the UK, yeah, obviously you can watch us in bed or eating dinner or whatever you are doing. But there's quite a few things to discuss. But I think the best place to start is, I think the only place to start. Charlie, where you are right now, do you have any windows open?
I do. Cool. Open windows. I have the blinds open. I don't have any windows open.
So you don't have the windows open. But there is a window that has opened in Miami. And that's the window of Jalen Ramsey's return to the Dolphins. He has started the 21-day window of IR. Jalen Ramsey is back in practice, back in training. He said he was going to beat the December deadline or the December timeline of his return. He's not playing against the Eagles, but there's a chance he plays within the next few weeks. What do you make of Jalen Ramsey's return?
Look at Kadeem getting good at this stuff. That's what's up, man. I see you. I think he's gonna get on the field. He's gonna work out, run around, get some cuts in. see how the leg responds, see how the meniscus responds. Sit out for a few days, maybe a week, or you know what I'm saying, get on it, get off of it, get on it, get off of it before they even go really hard. And then the 21-day window will open back up where you take them off the IR or something like that, where the 21-day window, you have 21 days to activate them. And then we'll get a real test. Shout out to our chat. Someone said they like to see them in Germany. Selfishly, would like to see them in Germany. And then give them a bye week to see what it looks like. So no, I think we're good. I still don't need to see them back. I think we're 5-1. Yes, our defense, we'll get into our defense, but our defense is shout out to JML. So we're 5-1 and our defense needs the help, but we're still 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter how many points you won by. It's not a beauty contest where you have to win by the spread every week for some people. But ultimately, you just want the man to come back healthy. We have a respectable record, can strive for the 1 seed, and then we'll go from there. So until that 1 seed is in jeopardy, I don't need to see him back.
Charlie, what is 75 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? Quick math.
We're not doing this, bro. We're not doing this, bro.
Listen, when you're 1-5 and you have opportunities in the week to practice, I'm just saying you might want to take those opportunities. Listen, Jalen Ramsey's back practicing. You might want to get back practicing.
All right, Lolo, you know what? I'll do it on the spot right here since it doesn't go against my record. 75. 32. This is good podcast right here. 43 divided by 20. We'll call it 21 degrees Celsius.
Google has 23.8.
We're getting there. Hey, I get a plus or minus 1.5 window. I would have been slightly outside of that, but I'm coming for Friday, bro. Like we here.
Shout out to Joe Levesque. He says, "What's up, Kadeem? Not sure if you answered this, but were you going to make the run to Germany for the game against the Chiefs? I will be in Germany. I haven't booked anything. I'm a last minute booker, but this weekend I will make sure everything is booked and in place. I will be there. If I've got to share a floor with Charlie, I'll share a floor with Charlie. I will be in Germany. That's all I'm saying." Jalen and JMO just has to laugh.
Hey, shout out to Joe Levesque. I ain't see Joe Levesque in a good minute, but shout out.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, it could be a timing thing, but obviously good to see you and hope you are well. Jalen Ramsey, I'm like you. Don't need to see him right now. It's about you said this quite a few times, and I always agree with you. It's not about speedy recovery. It's about a full recovery. Mm-hmm. If he needs an extra week or two to get to a place where he can play a few snaps, great, perfect, 100%. Let's not rush back. Let's not overwork this knee. It sounds like he's done a lot to get back to his position early, which is great, but we don't need to force it. It's not needed right now. We've still got Nick Needham to come back. We have Cam Smith available. There's guys who can fill in, until Jalen Ramsey is fully. Shout out to Tim Carroll. He says, "Yeah, I finally caught alive again." It's a UK-US balance. It is what it is. So, but again, we appreciate you, and we will try, maybe every few weeks, try and get an earlier episode.
Yeah,
depending on.
I kind of like the feeling. Like, we might have to be intentional about this. 1 month the UK time, 1 month American time. You know what I'm saying? Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we might have to switch it up bi-monthly.
Yeah, 100%. Also, before I say something very quickly, Joe says he's been working all the time, and Tim says he's been teaching the exercise class. I might need to join that class. Need to get in shape.
Oh wait, Tim, you teach an exercise class? Because we had a question about cramps. Like,
yes,
it's you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, shout out to Tim in the comments. This is for you. Can cramps be basically what is it, like nullified, eradicated just by fluids? You know what I'm saying? Or is it deeper than that? Do you need more fluids, more like potassium from bananas or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just you have to drink more fluids? Is that it? Or how can we prevent catching the cramp? Please let us know. Go ahead,
And if we can work it out, we can pass on to Tyreek Hill because this is starting to get a bit annoying. One person who wasn't.
Hey, Tyreek Hill catching cramps is more annoying than me and my stream going down every stream. It's like the same.
Very true. One person who wasn't in practice on Wednesday was Kendall Lahm. We don't know why he wasn't practicing. But it's not the best of sign when on Wednesday your starting left tackle or your backup starting left tackle isn't in practice, especially with a big game on Sunday Night Football or Monday morning football if you're in the UK against the Eagles. It's a dumb question, but I'll ask it regardless. Is there any concern that Kendall Lahm didn't practice on Wednesday?
I think you said it right the first time, Kadeem. You said you're starting left tackle. And then you said our backup starting left tackle. I look at Kendall Lahm as our starting left tackle. We've had text messages and group chats and stuff like Teron Armstead should be back at X time, and Teron is hurt, kind of, and all this other good stuff. And I have turned the corner on Teron, and I'm like, yep, I won't say I'm done, but I have reached the point where, Lahm has not disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with it. We're 5-1. Tua has been upright for the most part of the season. He's comfortable back there. The line is gelling. The run game is the best in the league. What more do you want? Like, you just want the name value for the O-line. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with Kendall Lahm. And yes, I am concerned if he's not starting. So, especially against the Georgia Eagles or the Philadelphia Bulldogs, or the Eagles with all the Georgia players on it. You know what I'm saying? So they're stout. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that what they have over there, but at the same time, you don't want to go down to another tackle missing. Like, what do we do then? Like, put Eichenberg at left tackle and Wynn at guard and Alama at center. Like, there's a lot of movement on the O-line that you don't want.
There's a trade that just happened in the NFL. The Jets are sending Mecole Hardman and a 2025 7th to the Chiefs for a 2025 6th. So, yeah, Mecole Hardman returns to Kansas City.
And I already picked him up on my fantasy team like 2 minutes ago.
Look at that. So you picked him up, but you didn't tell the listeners that there's been a trade.
I mean, it wasn't really Dolphins news. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but we sometimes do a roundy NFL news. Like, it's Also, let me quickly if I can find who the next left tackle up is, because I did read the article. It is Keon Smith.
Didn't Keon Smith come in and do something last year? Didn't he hold down the fort last year? I thought it was like a game where we were like, we was shuffling through O-line, and then I thought Keon Smith was on the good side of the conversation.
It might be like week 17 or week 18, where just like the offensive line was just in tatters, but Keon Smith came in and was like
down to Lester Cotton.
Yeah, it was like, who are these guys? Like, Lee Conley says he's the next left tackle. You honestly could be at this point. We don't even know. Tim Cavo did answer the fluids question. Which is on a basic level, yes, it can be prevented, but elite athletes need a lot more of everything, and normal are on a knife edge of being peak and being broken. So thank you for that. He also says he doesn't know everything. Also, he doesn't everything to the extreme. Every run is flat out. Every fake is flat out. Every block flat out. Even sprinting to catch up teammates to celebrate TDs. It's hard to get enough of fluids and all the good stuff into him, which is a very good point.
Cool. So next question for Tim. You know what I'm saying? Since I got you here, you know what I'm saying, for your professional opinion, elite athletes. So I might not be an elite athlete, like I'm just a podcaster, but I do jiu-jitsu But I sat here and I caught a cramp in my leg while I was podcasting, bro. Does that just mean I need more fluids, or am I like borderline elite athlete? You know, the people want to know. But
No,
yeah, man, go ahead.
no,
Kadeem.
just drink more water. That's what it means. It's like it's all elite stuff. Just listen, just drink more water. How about we do that? How about we start with the basics and then we'll move on? Shout out
I'm
to
an
Miami
elite athlete, Kadeem.
Nothing. Listen, you know what? Instead of being an elite athlete, be an elite mathematician. That's what you should. That's what you should be elite at. Be elite at maths because you're 1-5 and the season is nearly over. Okay, and
I'm 5-1 in the pick of the week in the easy money lock of the week. That's
and
all
you're
that
1-5. Okay, shout out to Miami Dolphins, Dolphins content. Welcome to the pod. But yeah, and also before we move on to the defense and everything else, yeah, shout out to. I think there's only one offensive lineman. No, I think I know. There's only one starting offensive lineman under contract next year, and that's Teron Armstead. And he might not even be around given all the injuries and stuff like that. If you're the Dolphins, at what point do you talk to essentially everyone else? But more importantly, friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson, and friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt.
So Eichenberg is under contract next year, though.
He is. You are right.
Yeah. So repeat the end of the question, please.
So basically, when do you start talks with friends of the podcast, Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt?
Assuming we haven't already, you know what I'm saying? Like there may have been, like, I would like to think that you have a relationship with these players and this was the first team they ever played for in the NFL, and there's friendships there. There are ties to the community. So I want to imagine like you had the conversation, hey man, we want you here for a long time. And maybe it was generic. Hey, we want you here for a long time and we see you ending your career here in Miami. We just got to make it work. All the good stuff, whatever. So I imagine you didn't just never talk. You haven't talked to these guys at all or their representation, you know, the agents. And suddenly the end of their contract is up and you haven't had a conversation. And then now they feel like they're not wanted. And then they go have a great year like Austin Jackson is having and then hit you on the head. And then now you can't afford them. As opposed to, yeah, talk it out like, hey, you're doing great. We always believed in you. You were always our dude. We knew you would come back for us. And can you take a discount? So I imagine there have been some conversations, but the eyes are on the prize. And the prize, only one team gets the prize. Hey, you know that song, Kadeem, Eyes on the Prize? I know one thing we did right. Keep your eyes on the prize.
It sounds familiar, but there's some songs.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's interesting because we were meant to have Thomas Valentine of PFF on this episode.
Shout out to Thomas.
He ditched us to go cinema with his girlfriend. Like, we see where your priorities are, is what it is. Also, shout out to Tim Cabo. He says, clearly borderline elite, Charlie, as is your cap game. Don't gas him up. It's not, listen, don't.
Prayer emoji.
No, there's no prayer emoji.
Prayer emoji.
We're not doing this. No, and right. Listen, there's no pretending to know songs from now on. I knew the Toto Hold the Line song.
You didn't know the Toto Hold the Line song. Like just like I knew the Celsius and Fahrenheit, but after the fact, like it don't work.
You sang
when
it
you
badly.
ask the question,
you sang it badly. You sang it badly.
Hold the line, bam, 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 bam. Love isn't always on time. That's not badly. What are you talking about?
You sang it badly, yeah. You sang it
How
badly.
come Hannah knew it and you didn't? If I sung it so badly.
Because Hannah's favorite song is Toto Africa. Why is that of all songs? I have no idea. But she's a Toto fan.
That's a great song.
That ain't favorite song worthy. But anyway, Drake, I'm coming for you as well. That's all I'm saying. Yes, we meant to have Thomas Valentine of PFF on it. Jakey's still trying to gas up Charlie. I'm not doing this right now. And I was looking, and so like friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, has had an so far great season, borderline excellent season for the Dolphins at guard. And he is entering that territory, in my opinion, of potentially priced himself out of staying in Miami, given where money is going to other places, if that makes sense. So obviously, knowing I've got or potentially having Thomas Valentine coming on the podcast, I was like, okay, let me look at some PFF grades. We don't really delve into that, but I thought I'd look at where Robert Hunt is currently graded for the Dolphins. So blocking grades 2023 season. Where do you think overall Robert Hunt, friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, is graded?
Well, since I'm singing like the lead singer and I'm a borderline elite athlete, Kadeem, let me get my fluids in.
Like I didn't ask the guy a question.
Wet the whistle a little bit. What do I think Robert Hunt ranks?
Yep.
I'm going to say 12th in the NFL and in guards.
You're in the ballpark. He is ranked 20th. But here's a question for you.
20th out of what is, hey, here's some math. They told me there wouldn't be math. There's 64 starting guards in the NFL. You feel me? So he's 20th out of 64.
On this list, and this is where you're wrong. Again, your math is completely off. I've only got.
Bro, there's 64 starting guards in the NFL, bro. That's not. There's like you always try to make me wrong, bro.
Okay, there's 64 starting guards in the NFL, but some guys come in for a game or two, so it's not just 64. It's I
get that. I didn't say there were 64 guards in the NFL. There's probably 200, but I said there's starting guards. There's 64 starting guards.
So on this list, there are 105. So he's 20th on this list. There is one Miami Dolphins guard ranked higher than Robert Hunt. Who is that guard and where does he rank?
A guard that's ranked higher than Robert Hunt on the Miami Dolphins?
Yes, on this list.
On this list?
Yes.
I'm gonna say it's. Is this a trick question? Just answer if it's a trick question or not. Is it a trick question?
No.
All right, so I'm gonna say it's Isaiah Wynn, and he's ranked 16th.
Oh, you was one off where the person is ranked, but it's not Isaiah Wynn. It's Lester Cotton. Lester Cotton is ranked 17th on this PFF list. Isaiah Wynn is ranked 28th.
I ain't gonna lie, Kadeem. I'm almost done with PFF. I'm almost done with PFF, boy.
So it's also one of those things where, they have Lester Cotton at. He's played one game. I think he's had 12 snaps, but in those 12 snaps, he done really, really well. So that's why he's ranked higher.
So there should be like with a minimum snap count of like 60 or something like that for this.
Yeah, I don't have the minimum snap count on here at the moment. So, but yeah, I just find it interesting. And also I know this is like grade talk can be quite boring. So thank you for sticking with us. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Comment, let us know what you think about Robert Hunt's season so far. If you look at his, let's have a look at his run block. No. Yes, his run block grades for Robert Hunt, they have him at 19, and his pass block grade, he is 20th. So he's around that ballpark figure. But yes, part of the reason we are discussing PFF grades is this Miami Dolphins defense. So it has been, I want to say, deceptively good if you go by PFF gradings. If you go by the eye test, it's been buns. There's no two way about it. Like, it makes no sense. And this conversation started on Monday's episode, the Panthers review episode, where the Dolphins offense is ranked first, which kind of makes sense. It's like, cool. I think the Dolphins are like the best graded team in the NFL. And the Dolphins defense is ranked 5th. PFF has the Dolphins defense as the 5th best unit in the NFL, and we can't work out why. Shout out to Drake. Me and Drake had this conversation. Might have been yesterday, potentially this morning. Drake, if you can let us know what you said in the chat before I bring it up. But yeah, Charlie, what do you make of this Dolphins defense? Can you see anything which is why we ranked 5th in the NFL?
The only thing I can come up with why the Dolphins are ranked 5th according to PFF is because they grade the players individually and then take a cumulative grade on the defense. That is the only thing I can give them, because according to ESPN, the Dolphins are 19th against the pass and 20th against the run, and they have the 26th ranked defense overall. And that sounds accurate to if you put that compared to the eye test. 26th ranked overall when you're giving up all these points and just looking like a college team could put up points on you. You know what I'm saying? And according to PFF, what PFF is saying is, with the players that you have on this defense, you should not be giving up points like this, or your game should not be looking like this. So that's all I got for PFF, is maybe they graded the players individually and said, according to these individuals, this defense should be 5th in the NFL.
It's a weird one. So Lee Connolly says we have good sack and pressure numbers. That is true. I'll bring those up in a second. And Drakey says that was this morning, and I said that I might be watching different games, and I think we all must have been. There's certain things like, and again, we discussed this on the Panthers episode, where the Dolphins defense gave up 6 points to the Giants. You could argue they gave up 0 points because the 6 points were 2 field goals. That's kind of like a special teams thing. But the Dolphins defense allowed the Giants to get into field goal range. So you kind of go, okay, cool, fair enough, 6 points. And then against the Panthers, yes, they gave up 14 points in the first quarter, but after that, they shut them out. So again, Drakey was like, they start off bad, get good by the end, and maybe that kind of balances it out. But the Miami Dolphins social media team, and shout out to our social media team as well, to Lon Ray, to everyone else, Drakey.
Shout out. Hey, Drakey, man, we appreciate you. And we're gonna get that Photoshop of me calling the plays the tour. We got to get that back out there. I'm gonna put that out. We're gonna put that out.
Oh, 100%. I don't know if you've seen the graphic, you might have already, but where do you think the Dolphins rank in terms of sacks?
I'm gonna say top 10.
Can I get you to delve a bit further?
I'm gonna say 5th.
Close. The Dolphins are 3rd with 21 sacks.
Oh, at least I'm in the ballpark, bro.
If only you could do that with your Fahrenheit to Celsius.
I do be in the ballpark with Fahrenheit to Celsius. Listen, if y'all want to know Fahrenheit to Celsius for our UK listeners in Celsius and our American listeners in Fahrenheit, when I give you the estimate, it's an estimated. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was not supposed to be estimated. It's supposed to be the actual. So my bad, because it's supposed to be actual. But at least I get you in the ballpark. I got you in the neighborhood. I just ain't get you knocking at the right door. You know what I'm saying? So you're in the neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. It's not like I'd have missed a turn somewhere and we're not even in the same zip code.
Yeah, you're not really in the zip code. So by my computer, here we go. So in terms of sack leaders, Zach Sealer has 4, Christian Wilkins has 3.5, Andrew Van Ginkel has 4. Listen, Andrew Van Ginkel has turned up so far this season. Like
through 6 games. Through 6 games,
yeah. Fair play. Emmanuel Ogba has 2.5. Bradley Chubb has 2. Jerome Baker has 1.5. So yeah, where do you think the Miami Dolphins defense ranks in terms of QB hits?
QB hits, QB pressures.
QB hits.
I'm gonna say top 10 again, bro. No. I'm gonna say 8th.
8th. The Miami Dolphins defense has 49 QB hits through 6 games. That's first. No other
Boy.
team has more QB hits than the Miami Dolphins. And I saw that. I was like, again, this must be fake. Because I'm watching the game, and to be fair, we're watching what the camera shows you. So the ball's down the field. You don't always see what happens after that. But yeah, no team has more QB hits than the Dolphins. So I'm there going, okay, this makes a bit more sense, and just a bit, in terms of why the Dolphins might be ranked so high in according to PFF. Shout out to Tim Carroll. He says we're high on sacks because of the Giants game, maybe high on tackles because of poor D-line play. So I reached out to, obviously, my good friend at PFF, Thomas Valentine, just to look at a few stats. So he gave me the EPA per play. EPA, for those who don't know, so he says EPA per play is conceived in explosiveness. So how do the defenses deal with explosive and chunk plays? The Dolphins rank in terms of EPA per play is 20th. The Dolphins plus EPA percentage is 31st, 47.8. And Tom says it's a percentage of plays allowed that generate a positive EPA. So no, it's just PFF talk. Like, cool. Like, is what it is. And shout out to Lee Connolly, said Jalen Nelly Phillips gets most of them. I've got Jalen Phillips stats up at the moment. Jalen Phillips through 3 games has 2 quarterback hits. Let me double check this. Yes, hits. Yep, 2 quarterback hits, 1 against the Chargers, 1 against the Panthers. 10 pressures, 7 against the Chargers, 1 against the Broncos, and 2 against the Panthers, and 8 tackles on the season, 7 against the Chargers, 1 against the Broncos. The Broncos was his worst PFF graded game, is what it is. Anyway,
bro, I feel like the Dolphins get a ton of pressures. When I'm watching the game, it feels like yo, we're close. And that alone is enough to get a quarterback rattled. Like, man, I got to get this ball out. They're almost getting here. You know what I'm saying? So, and then pressures become hits where you touch the quarterback now. You know what I'm saying? And then hits become sacks. So, yo, we do pressure the quarterback. I just want to see the end result of, the 1 loss is cool. 5-1 is cool. But I want to see it become and Buffalo. You still believe Buffalo didn't get up for Miami, Kadeem? After you seen the Giants game and all these other games, Buffalo got 2 losses already, almost had a 3rd loss. But when you seen them play Miami, it looked like they were ready for a playoff game. Bro, Buffalo played us, and moving forward, we got the Eagles coming up. You're gonna get everyone's best against Miami now, bro. We're that team where people are like, oh, we got Miami. We got to get up for Miami. And we haven't been that team for a long time. I'm about to say if ever. But in our time, in our lifetime, I don't think we were ever that, oh, we got Miami coming to town. We got to get ready for these boys. It's going to be a primetime game and da-da-da. We got it. Bro, when I watched Buffalo sideline, it looked like it was the 2nd round of the playoffs. Like, yo, this is it. We're about to go to AFC Championship. Like, bro. So you're going to get every team's best, including the Eagles coming up, and you got to be ready for it. So to come back to this defense, I do want to see them turn it into these pressures and the hits into sacks, because at the end of the day, teams are going to have to score 30 points to beat us, because we're averaging 37 points to on a year, right? So you imagine you play a close game, a good game, Joe, just have the defense stop people, bro. Like, have the defense say, yo, we're not giving up 20 points this game, and our offense is going to do the rest. That's it. And that's 20 points is a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I remember Zach Thomas, Hall of Famer, said, can you give us 10 points? I'll never forget that. In the locker room, he was hot. The Dolphins had the #1 scoring defense in the league, and the defense was scoring as well. And we were winning games by like 3 points. Games looked like 13-10. Dolphins win. 17-10. Dolphins win. So Dolphins defense put up 7 points a game, and then giving the special teams good field position, and then Zach Thomas like, yo, dang man, can we get 10 points? Talking about the offense, can we get 10 points? Like, yo, defense, can we stop people? Like, can we just hold them to 17? We'll do the rest.
So what's interesting, what Tim Carroll says. So Tim says, and again, this is if you're watching on YouTube, you can see what Tim says. We've got the comment up. This is why we have love having you guys in the comments. We can get the comments on the screen. You can read it out, all that kind of stuff. If you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, Buzzsprout, wherever you get your podcast from, Tim says, is some of that because we let the opposition have the ball too much and then get more defensive numbers, but would be low and poor if it was percentage per play? Maybe. So, and I don't want to be reading that PFF stats, but I literally did find this interesting. So the Dolphins, I've got the Dolphins defense conversion rate on first, second, third, and fourth down. On the first down, the Dolphins have a conversion rate of 22%, which is ninth highest. So I believe this is like, doing well on these different downs and stuff. On second down, so this is on each down converting for a first down. So on first down, converting for a first down, second down, converting for a first down, all that good stuff. So on first down, have a conversion rate of 22%. That's ninth highest in the league. Second down, 34.8%. That's seventh in the league. On third down, 40.2%. That's 18th. And on fourth down, 33.3%. That's 23rd. So it sounds like the Dolphins defense is really good at essentially getting stops on first, or stopping teams from getting first downs on first and second down, but not doing so well on third and fourth down. And I don't know if when I'm watching that game, I'm seeing it, but it does seem like the Dolphins defense is not that good of getting on the field, getting off the field on third down. It's like, okay, 3rd and 7, let's get a stop. Snap, first down. That's annoying. 3rd and 2. Yo, defense, let's turn up, get off the field. Snap, that's annoying, first down. In terms of other numbers, and before I pass it back over to you, they are 26 in terms of red zone defense. And then in terms of pass rushing, 26.2% conversion rate, that's sacks and total pressure generated. 39.9% pressure rate, that is 9th, and 31 unblocked pressures, that is the second most in the league. We need to get Tom to talk about all these different stats, what it means, all that kind of stuff. But those are some of the PFF numbers, and kind of shows why the Dolphins defense is ranked wherever it is. But I would agree with you. I don't think this is the fifth best defense in the league. I think it is worse than that. But then I also don't think the Dolphins special team is 31st in the league. I think they're better than that. So at some point, it is what it is.
I mean, the stats say we're the 26th best team in 26th team in the league in defense. 26th defense in the league. I was gonna say, man, boy, you went kind of long. I forgot what I was holding
Apologies.
on to. Hold the line. Dun, 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 dun. Doesn't matter, as Kadeem would say, matter. I did want to shout somebody out in the Carolina Panthers review. Oh yeah, get off the field, bro. Third down, get off the field. That's the terminology we use in football. Get off the field. It's third down. Get off the field. Go get your water. Go get your Gatorade, and we vibe. But we can't get off the field on third down. So before we get into bonus time, Kadeem, I wanted to bring this up at the Carolina Panthers review. And as I was watching the game is about to start. Usually they show Tua throwing the ball. You see it's my left hand. You know what I'm saying?
You look so bad at that. Like, just,
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
it was left hand. So you see Tua warming up. Miami Dolphins, welcome to South Beach. Whatever, right? Against versus whatever. And then they go to commercial, come back, and it's like ready for kickoff already. 88% of the time, that's what happens. This past Sunday, they showed the national anthem. I'm like, bro, when is the last time they showed the national anthem before a game? Like for a regular game, not no Sunday night football or anything like that. It's just a regular Sunday. Like, why are we showing the national anthem? I had no idea why. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm here for it. Bruh, shout out to South Florida's own King Bell. Dude is a kid, probably no older than 13 at the most, maybe. I don't know. This dude sung the national anthem, and while he was singing the national anthem, I'm like, oh, that's why they showing the national anthem. Like they must have heard do it and be like, oh, dude's gonna kill it. And then we have to show it. You know what I'm saying? And this dude came in there, it's early teen, if that might be 12. I don't even know. But this dude did his thing, King Bell. Shout out to you, bro. You absolutely killed it. And I wish I would have remembered that on the review of the Carolina review. But man, you did your thing. And you can even see the players, some of the players like, no, or the national anthem, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to King Bell.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because I didn't have sound at the Hippodrome when that was going on, but even I was like, they're showing the Dolphins national anthem. Like you don't normally see that. Like normally it's kind of like the two teams logos, like coming back soon, CBS, all that kind of stuff. Tim Cavo explains why the Dolphins special teams might be bad. Giving up a touchdown against the Broncos, mixed extra point was that the Patriots, I believe. Field goal block, that was definitely the Patriots. I can see why they would go against us and make us look bad, which I guess. But then, like
and Denver returned a house call.
Yeah, I did say that, giving up a TD. At least I said Broncos, but it's fine. It's cool. Like, you know, is what it is. Shout out to Jason Keck. You kind of missed the Jalen. We didn't really talk Jalen Phillips. We talked defense mostly. But again, I'm sure he'll be back soon. We can have a proper Jalen Phillips conversation. Hopefully, he's turned the corner. He's getting into the season, all that good stuff. And shout out to Casual Dole Fan. Says, I just saw you guys were live on X for the first time on my TV. I tried to watch on the UT on the app kept crashing. Oh, but I tried to watch, but the app kept crashing. Hashtag fins up. Again, we appreciate you. If you're watching on X/Twitter/ wherever you see it, come join us in the YouTube. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know your thoughts about friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson, Kendall Lums, potential injury, Jalen Ramsey returning. And yeah, genuinely, let us know what you think about this Miami Dolphins defense, because they're going to have a game on their hands against the Eagles, and we're going to need them to turn up. Before we go into bonus time, Charlie, what was the... I'm not being racist here. The wide receiver that was on Touche 24 this year.
This year?
I think it was this year. It might have been last year.
It was Kyle Phillips last year.
I can't. Did you see the Titans-Ravens game on Sunday?
Titans? Yeah, he's on the Titans.
Yeah. Did you see? Did you see the game?
I didn't.
I legit think it's the same Phillips. I meant to ask you this on.
There's only one Phillips on the Titans, so it had to be him.
Just before half, I think the Titans are down. Might have been 7, but like the Ravens are punting the ball like 5 seconds left, if that. Punts it to like the 4th or the 5th. Phillips goes to catch it, hits his chest. Ravens get the ball back. Ravens got a field goal, and I remember seeing that, just going, oh man, this isn't good for you. And I was meant to say, yo, like, Charlie, we got to speak about that, because
dang, bro, I thought you was gonna give me some type of props. You hit me with hey, your boy dropped the game winning pass. Like, dang, bro, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, have to.
It's all right. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown was on one of my lists too, so I don't want to hear it. So you already know. I will say this. It's funny how narratives work, because now people are already saying, oh, if Miami beats KC in Germany, it doesn't count. So the KC game in Germany doesn't count. Oh, you beat the Panthers and the Giants and Denver by 130 points. That doesn't count. It's funny how we only have 13 games now, because 4 of them don't count all of a sudden. You feel me? So you can only play the people on your schedule, and now they don't count suddenly, right? So here we are. We have an Eagles-Dolphins game. Eagles coming off a loss in Philly. and the narrative is going to be, oh, remember the narrative, oh, big games, Tua can't win big games. I'm pretty sure Chargers week 1 was a big game, was it not? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, how come we keep switching this thing up?
Yeah, it's insane. Shat JMO says we can definitely beat the Eagles. We just have to get to Hurts and rattle him. Listen, shout out to Tim Carroll. Says extra point Chargers, wasn't it? Because they would have won with a field goal if Herbert could make plays in the fourth quarter. I'm surprised Charlie hasn't brought up Herbert on Monday against the Cowboys. I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet. But agenda's all it is. Jason says, and did you see Reek giving some love to who he says is the second fastest player on the team? It's not Achan, Mostert, or Waddle.
It's Ethan Bonner. Ethan Bonner is, and I've been trying to bring this up for like a week now. Ethan Bonner is apparently the fastest person on the Miami Dolphins. He has pigmentation perception deficits. If you listen to Go Time Dolphins, and he does not look like everyone else, and he's faster than all of them, apparently. So shout out to Ethan Bonner, just for being faster than everyone on the team. That's crazy, bro. That's wild to me.
Jason Keck says it's a white boy in the practice squad. Kenneth Rankin, welcome to the chat. He says, let's freaking go. We're about to be 6-1.
Did he say let's freaking go?
I'm saying let's freaking go because I'm not swearing. I'm not trying to like. Just,
all right.
Oh no, what? He might have. He says LFG. He might have said let's freaking go. You never know.
Or maybe he did the Taylor Swift. If you read lips.
I'm not paying attention to what Taylor Swift does. Like, it's, JMR says I'm hoping that we can have some goal to go plays in for Chase Claypool, and then Drakey says looks like they count on the record. JMR says you have to be a football player who's fast, not just a fast guy playing football. Remember Stonehands Grant. Hey, that's wide receiver 1 over in here.
Wide receiver 1. King Grant gave us a couple pair of game worn gloves. Shout out to Grant.
100%. Kenneth Rankin kind of clears up what he said. I'm just not going to say it, but it's there on the screen. And Jason Keck says, just get my comment on the hurry up, man. I don't think I did skip your comment. I got it's a white boy in the practice squad. And I got, did you see Reek giving him some love? Spoke about that. And I got your wave. Nah, didn't miss any of your comments. Unless you, is what it is. Casual Doe fan says, always moving the goalposts at the strategic of the season. We had the second toughest strength of schedule behind Philly. And then Tim Carroll says, I did look at some of this. Tua has played and beat teams with a record of 0.24 last season and this season so far. Those teams ended with or currently have a record of 0.409. Before we get into bonus time, JML says, I appreciate friend of the podcast, Grant, but I also bet you that those gloves had bounce marks on them from the ball. Just saying. So, yeah.
Hydrate higher. Shout out to all the Outcast fans out there. Everybody get into bonus time, man. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Hey,
bro, you said you surprised I didn't bring up Justin Herbert. Thomas Valentine's coming up to the show. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm waiting. I'm saving it. I'm saving it because we had a quarterback ranking episode where Charlie Touche said Tua was the second best quarterback in the league, and Thomas Valentine might have had him 10th. Excuse me, might have had him below 10th. I don't even know if Tua was the top 10 quarterback on this list.
Nah, I don't think anyone had Tua below 10. I don't remember.
Yo, I'm saving the Justin Herbert talks. That's all I'm doing, bro. Like, I cannot wait for Thomas to show up and tell me why or how Justin Herbert is better than Tua somehow. I can't wait.
Drakey says bounce marks, laughing emoji. Jason, I genuinely cannot see this comment. I have you 3 comments. I have you at this comment. That's
Yeah,
1. I have you
yeah.
at this comment 2, and I read that out, and then this comment 3.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
2
said
comments.
maybe you said something super crazy and it blocked you from saying it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the 2 comments after my wave is 1, 2. That's the second comment after your wave. So let us know what you said. Kenneth Rankin asked, did y'all see Skip and Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson talking on Undisputed?
No, what do you say? Let us know.
No. I did see Stephen A. Smith talking about Tyreek Hill and Tua. Did you see that, Charlie, or anyone in the comments?
Yeah, it's crazy because Stephen A. Smith said, I don't know if you're watching games, but all Tua is doing is throwing 2-yard passes, and everyone else is doing all the work and taking it to the house with 60, 70 yards. And I wanted to say, I don't know if you are watching the games because that's not what's happening. And Tua leads the league in air yards per pass.
You know what?
Like,
It was. So the thing is, it wasn't just that. It's the fact that as he said that, the highlights they were showing was Tua going deep to Tyreek Hill. It's like, yo, your production team threw you under the London double-decker bus. He was like throwing 2-yard pass and then highlight. Tyreek Hill was like, yo, big man, like, pay attention. It's like the one thing that no one can say about the Dolphins right now, that is the 2-3 yard offense. Against the Giants, I believe it was, they drove down the field with a lot of like screens and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing this Miami Dolphins offense can do, and it's true because no one is saying it no more, Tua can throw deep. Everyone knows it. It's like a fact at this point. No one is saying, oh, well, Tua can't throw deep, all that kind of stuff. Tua can throw deep. And I think you might have said it because I remember thinking it as well. I was like, yo, we don't need to go deep every single time, or we don't need to do the difficult play. Like the throw, it wasn't a deep pass, but the touchdown to Jalen Waddle in the end zone against the Panthers. Dude, Tyreek Hill is butt naked open. Like, just throw to Tyreek Hill is probably an easier throw. There's the pick 6 to against the Giants. The throw before that, he has, I think it's like back to back. It's wide open underneath. Like, yo.
And Alec Ingold in the flat that would have cashed out my Alec Ingold anytime touchdown. So yeah, bro, Tua's not taking the easy throws, and I don't appreciate that. But yeah, Stephen A said dink and dunk. He's dinking and dunking. Like, he's not Chad Pennington 2.0. Bro, dude is a legit. And it's funny because when Tyreek Hill was on the Chiefs, guess who led the league in passes at or behind the line of scrimmage? Patrick Mahomes. And Tua isn't even in that conversation. So it's funny how it's only now that we have Tyreek Hill. Oh, it's Tyreek Hill. But our quarterback isn't throwing passes at or behind the line of scrimmage, leading the league in it. That's funny to me.
It's insane. JML said that I think the Jason Kett comment was it's a white guy in the practice squad, which was funny because then Charlie said white guy GTD style. I definitely did read it out, but I might not have like stayed on it for that long, so apologies for that. Tim Caro said yes, was crazy, saying what he said, and the footage is a massive pass to Hill for a touchdown. Listen, Hamani, you are dope. Don't even like when I'm not trying to do a big man, it's you. So chat, it's tied to the comment says Charlie and Kadeem are dope. You're
Appreciate
just as
you.
dope. Like, we don't do this without you.
I already know, man.
100%. And then Tim Caro says, I hope Tua does take an easy throw soon to Ingold, easy money. And then Jakey says, yes. Yeah, Ingo, please. I'm scared not to put that on now because it will come in. If you don't know what we're talking about, and you know, we obviously appreciate every single fan over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of it. Like, we honestly do appreciate it. But our Patreons at the tier 3 level, the GTD MVPs, get some bonus and extra easy money picks courtesy of Charlie Touche. So yeah, if you're interested in that, come on over. I think it's $10 a month. Obviously, cost of living crisis, all that kind of stuff. So you understand it if people are, and plus it's nearly Christmas, so we understand it. But a Patreon is there. But Charlie, I think that is it for me. I will end for myself saying that obviously we will see you again on Friday for the Eagles preview. I would say around the same time as we are today. So if you're in the UK, it's at a decent time. I know it's Friday night. And not that I know Charlie knows, but the Eagles game, the Eagles review will be on my birthday, Monday, 23rd of October. So, I'll say on a Friday episode, but listen, don't start off my birthday year with an L. It's the Dolphins. Like, I'm begging you, like, please, like, let's get this done. But another great episode, Charlie. What's the last thing you want to say to our amazing fans?
Yeah, man, I appreciate all the patrons. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody who everybody who subscribes on Patreon, man. Like, if you can, it's cool. Any is plenty. And those who can't, we appreciate your support as well, because it's just a podcast to us, bro. Like, we just talk Dolphins football, and to talk Dolphins football with y'all, especially in the comments, and chop it up with us, man. Like, it's irreplaceable. But shout out to Colin the Clown. Got the Dolphins 8th overall in the power rankings. That's why he's the clown.